Yo, man, it's almost 4:30. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
This is the Social Norm.
1, 2. You want top dollar and pop bottles and drop knowledge. Hit the throttle on nice autos without college. Do yourself a solid, put them boys on your screen. Wait, who do you mean? I mean Canteen and Beans. When the social norm is on, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information, from relations to dating to when your leader gets impatient. They're lacing the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. The Social Norm Podcast, you heard me?
It's the Social Norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the Social Norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the Social Norm.
And I'm
Yep. What up, y'all? Yo. You already know what it is, man. We back at it again with another one. I'm your boy Canteen. This my man Beans.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, it's the Social Norm where we go ahead and talk to you fellas, make y'all open y'all minds up so y'all can think a little different and be the best y'all can be. Now, today's episode, you know we got to come with y'all with another banger. It's called Speak Your Motherfucking Truth. Now, it ain't really speak, but I said it because I felt that way right now. All right? And before we even get into the episode, you know I got to give you a disclaimer. This is me and Bean's personal opinion. This is not factual. This is not the end all be all. This is not the who said it and why. This is just how we see things. Our opinion on how we see things. You got your opinion. We got ours. We're going to respect them both. Now, today, I feel like you and me, we got like our zen going on.
Yes.
Because I didn't really have a topic to talk about, but I had to think about it. And then he had something, but we never talked about what we were going to talk about. And then we came together and it was like, dang, we think about the same thing.
Exact same thing.
Now, the reason I said speak your truth is because to be a man, the only way you ever gonna have the best life for yourself is to truly speak your truth. Sometimes you're gonna have conversations that are gonna be real tough to have.
Yes.
Uncomfortable conversations. Things that you just been dreading to get out. But you know in your heart they got to get out. Otherwise, whatever path you're going, it's not going to get to where you want to get to. Whether it be in friendships, relationships, family relationships, the job, your career, anything. If you don't speak what you really want to that person, to people in your life, they're never going to know. And you're never going to know if they're the right people around you.
Yeah. And you'll never be happy.
Yeah.
Ever.
You
You
know,
won't get what you want.
yeah,
Or
exactly.
what you need.
Let's say you want to travel and you want a travel partner. And you want this person who you're dating to go on trips with you. You have to ask them, hey, this is what I need. I want somebody who goes on trips with me to different exotic places. If they say, you know what, I ain't really trying to travel right now. I'm not trying to go. No. Guess what? They're probably not the right person you need to be with.
Exactly. It happens. It definitely happens. Or they may not want to go where you want to go.
Yeah. And this is the thing. That's where you got to find somebody who's willing to compromise. Maybe they don't want to go where you want to go, but they will. But this is what I say: if they're really supposed to be in your life, they'll say, you know what, I'm not really want to go there, but if that's what you want to do, we can do it.
Exactly. And you'd be surprised. In a lot of marriages and relationships, there's always a lot of times that one person is like, well, I'm not going, but I don't want you to go either.
Or how about this? Let's say you plan on going these places, and they say, I don't want to go there, but we can go here.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is the problem, though. For me, this is just for me. If as a man, I've already determined this is what I want to do. I want to go to these places. If you're saying no, we're not going to these places, but we can go to these places, it's like I feel like you're dictating my life.
Well, that's true. They can't dictate everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But this is my rebuttal to that. When they say that, so okay, we can go there, but I'm gonna go here.
And that's what I said. I said, I'm still going here. We can go to these places, but this is where I'm going. If you don't want to come, that's fine too.
Yeah.
It's called compromise. But then in the same boat, when they want to do something, they need to understand, if you denied me of this,
Yes.
you can't be mad if I deny you of something too, because you're not willing to compromise on what I like to do.
But you'd be surprised how many people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
They only see their way.
And that's fine. But they got to understand that as a man, you have to go your route, your way. You can't be the leader and then try to follow someone else.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I've seen so many men who have tried to follow a woman in the sense of her trying to move to a certain area. He's like, okay, you know what? We'll move there. I'll leave what I'm doing to go move to where you're going to be. Or, and it never works out. Oh, let's go. Big decisions like that, I don't feel like you should, unless you feel that's the right decision to do, you should just go and fold and just say, okay, I'm gonna follow her.
Yeah, uprooting is more often than not.
I've never seen it work.
I have not seen it work.
Like
they get there and then the relationship just falls apart.
Yeah.
And now you stuck 8 hours from home trying to figure out how you gonna make it work.
And like, to the point where you got to realize what you want in life. If you're a person who doesn't want your significant other to have outside children, then you need to acknowledge that off a rip and just don't even play around with it. Tell them straight up, look, I don't want to deal with someone who has this. We can be friends, we can hang out, we can do whatever, but we're never going to get to this level that you want us to get to, because these things are not in my life that I want. It's hard, and I got to deal with that and say those things in my mind, but I know it's better to say it than just wait around hoping that the problem's going to change.
Yes,
and it's not.
It only gets frustrating after a while. And you can't blame the other person for not doing what you want them to if you've never said anything. That's what when people say, well, my wife does this, and this, and I don't like it. I said, well, did you tell her? That's always the first thing. Did you tell her that? No. Okay. Well, is she going to keep on doing it? Because she may not even know that this bothers you.
But see, that at that point, like you said, she's your wife. At this point, it's a little late, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's better to say it, but I'm saying for me, I'm going to say it before I even.
Yes. And I told you were smart to do it now before you get into, you get deep into things with, living together and things like that. Now it's harder to get out of.
Yeah. So let me just go ahead and give them the up and up. So pretty much what it is I went to talk to someone I was talking to and letting them know, look, there's something that's going on that I need from you that you're not giving me. And for us to go further, I'm going to need these things. If I can't get those things, let me know. And they pretty much said they cannot provide these things to me at this time. So now I know there's no ill will. It's just, this isn't the person for me. Because if I look at it like this, if the universe was, everybody's got somebody for them. And if everything happens for a reason. So if they're the ones for me, then it's just going to work. It's going to fit like a glove. If it's not fitting like a glove, then it's probably not the right person for you. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's better to know than to second guess it and not know.
Exactly.
And go through the motions.
Know before you're even more committed.
And then because when you get more committed, it's going to go even harder.
Yes.
To try to decommit and detach.
Yes. It's going to be harder to talk to them about it.
Now, mind you, I've talked to this person for 3 years. That's why it was so hard for me to say what I needed to say, but I had to get used to it. It's each day I work on myself trying to be open with people to say what I'm feeling.
You know what happens is too, because I'm guilty of it too. I think a lot of guys go through this, especially in marriage. I think what happens is we feel like we're afraid we're gonna offend the person.
Mhm.
We're afraid that with the situation may not go
Yeah.
how you want it to go.
You know what? You know what I equate it to? You ever see those rickety bridges
Yeah.
that in them shows and movies where they're like, it's almost about to fall?
Yeah.
That's how you feel like it is. Like we're already at a rickety bridge because you're not living your truth. You're not truly happy.
Yeah.
And in a sense, if you're not truly happy, she's probably not truly happy because you're not being your best self.
Exactly.
So it's like a rickety bridge, and one hard jump
Yeah.
will take this whole bridge down. And you feel like this conversation, because you know it's going to be tough but needed, could possibly destroy this whole bridge.
Yeah. And I told you this earlier too. It's a lot of times when you think about that conversation, you put that other person's feeling above yours.
Yes.
Like you're already thinking about them being offended, but you're not thinking about the fact that you're not happy.
And that
you need to try to fix this.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think instead of thinking about how they're going to feel, think of the outcome.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them your truth and they accept it, now you are free, lifted, because you know you guys are on the same page and you're like, okay, I'm going to try to do this for you. Cool. If you tell them your truth and they are not willing to do it, it's going to sting, but it's still going to feel uplifting because the weight of knowing this person is not the person for you is like a weight lifted too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I tell people this too, when you have these conversations, remember, you're not doing this. Your intention is not to hurt this person's feelings.
No.
You're trying to fix something. That's
in you.
That's in you. That's in the relationship. You're trying to make the relationship better. And I had to tell myself this too when I've had to have these difficult conversations. I'm not doing this out of spite, out of anger. I'm just trying to do this to make things right.
And not for nothing, you're actually being compassionate because not only is it going to make your life better, but it's also going to make the female's life better. Because if you're not happy, you can't give her all of you. And in turn, she's probably not giving herself all of you either. So why not just say, look, we're not together. We don't need to be, we're not the right combination. Fine, go live your life and be happy. I'm gonna go try to find my happiness too.
Exactly. And on the other side of that, it's two things. One, when you have this conversation, she could be like, actually, you could be doing something that she doesn't like, or you're not doing.
Yeah, that you don't even know,
and that you don't even realize. Because I've had these conversations where I was talking to my wife, and she was like, oh, well, honestly, I didn't know you felt that way.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was like that.
And sometimes you wait so long to tell somebody, but by the time you tell them, you're so frustrated inside that sometimes it explodes out.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to explode myself about how I feel and just say it right when I'm feeling it.
Yes.
Look, this is what I'm feeling. And it ain't going to get no better if it don't get fixed.
Yes. As soon as the situation's arrive, I had to learn that. As soon as you see something you don't like that they're doing, you address it right there.
Now, the thing that I'm starting to notice and I feel frustrated with is I feel that women, they like the image of being with you instead of actually
The work.
being with you, if that makes sense. How you make a woman feel to her means more than your feelings, I guess, if that makes sense.
Wait, say it again.
I feel I feel like women, when you make a woman feel good, then she wants to make you feel good. But if you don't make her feel that spark of the lovey-dovey, I don't think she really cares if you're not feeling well or not.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think
so. I've always realized, like, that's the thing that it's hard for me to really love women because I don't truly feel women unconditionally love you.
Well, especially this new generation, I'll say the new generation of women, they I believe everything feels transactional. If you do this for me, I'll do this for you.
And this is why they say you should find a woman that desires you. Because if you don't find a woman, if you don't feel desired, fellas, everything's going to be a transactional action. You're going to have to ask for sex. You're going to have to ask for, intimacy, attention. You're going to have to ask for just simple thing. Cook me food. When a woman desires you, you don't have, I feel like you don't have to ask for those things. She's just like, what can I do? How can I please you? You know what I mean? So maybe that's why I'm just on this mode now of just focusing 110% on myself. I'm not going to focus on women. I just can't, because I think the times I focus on women is just always backfired on me. Always. I can't name one time me focusing on a woman worked out. I can't. The times I've never focused on women is the times I've had the best situations for me. Every time I've ever focused on a woman, it's never worked out for myself.
I think it's because when you focus on you're doing what's best for you.
Yeah.
And when you focus on a woman, you're not thinking of yourself. You're thinking of the other person.
But this is the hard part for me. My whole life, I've literally heard be selfless. Look, try to please people, try to help out other people, you get more giving than you do getting. That's what I've always been taught. So now I'm learning those things that I've been doing have not worked out for me at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Learning, it's like in the beginning of life, you hear that stuff, but later on you hear focus on yourself.
Focus on you.
Focus on you.
And that's like literally my mantra. Focus on yourself. Focus on you till they focus on you.
And the crazy thing is, you do these things, it's so ingrained in you. You do them for so long, knowing that it's not working.
Yeah. Because you think maybe if I do it a little bit more, maybe if I do it this way, it'll work.
I had somebody tell me, I literally spent all day and all night with this woman, and I did everything I could for her. And then one day she tells me, if you just focus more on me, things would be better. And I was like, there is nothing more I can do. I am literally.
Now, mind you, look, I'm right there with you, because like when I tell you this is how I know every time I've ever focused on a woman, it's failed. This last woman, I told you I've been dealing with her for 3 years. I've literally done, I can tell you some of the most simplest, creative, funky dates, birthday celebrations I've created on my own, taking hours and time and energy to try to make her have an enjoyable, fun birthday.
Is it simple though that
dude, I did
celebrate?
I did birthday? Scavenger hunts. Did I really wrote out notes and different? I tried to think outside the box. Things that I really
birthdays. I don't think that's simple, to be honest.
I'm telling you right now, but what I'm saying is I put more energy into trying to make her day the best day it could be than my own birthday.
Okay, I've done that.
You have. I've tried to make her the Valentine's Day the best Valentine's Day for her than my own self. I'm saying, in the same sense, we focus so much on trying to make the woman happy that you end up making yourself miserable.
Yeah.
No more.
Now, the thing is my question is this.
Go ahead.
So you did all these things for her birthday. Now, when your birthday came along,
I'm not saying that she hasn't done certain things, but it seemed like it was a lot more simpler. And a lot less. I felt like, with this the thing. I feel like when you try to go simple, because maybe I'm more of a simple man, I like certain things that are simple. And then I think women are more complex. So I try to think more complex to try to, maybe this will be more, something different. And like, not saying that I didn't get the oohs and the ahs and the, oh, that was so great. But at the end of the day, what's the end result? You might have these moments in time where you feeling yourself and you think, oh man, she really digging me at the moment she's digging you. But guess what? At the end of the day, when shit starts getting where you're not, she don't feel like you're giving her what she need, guess what she's gonna do? It's gonna be like, well, you know what? I gotta focus on myself. That's what it's gonna be. Or I'm just not feeling right now. I need time. So I'm telling you, focus on yourself. I'm not saying be addicted where you don't give nobody anything for like no gift, nothing. You just focus on yourself. I'm saying if you're gonna put in the time and energy of trying to think outside the box to please a woman, you should be spending that same amount of energy and time 3 times more to make yourself the most extravagant thing for your birthday. No, her birthday should never be more better than your birthday if you're the one running the show.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
I can,
you know what I'm saying. It'd be like if you're the king, you celebrating the queen's birthday, and her birthday is more glamorous than the king's birthday.
Yeah, you can't.
It don't that you would never see that.
No, you wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I see what you mean.
I'm saying you should be putting in that same energy, and I didn't do that. I didn't go. I have been like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do this for my birthday, something small. Now I'm not saying she didn't help me. She didn't go above and beyond to try to do something, but maybe I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It's just
no.
I look back and I think maybe, you know what I mean. Maybe I'm just seeing it from my side of the view. Maybe it wasn't just her, but it was just like,
yeah. I mean, if you decided to do something simple, and she just went along with it, I mean, you can't really blame her for that.
No, I don't. I feel like you put in time and energy, and that's what makes it so tough to have conversations to figure out where you're going and what you need to move, like if you're going to be with this person or not be with this person, or whatever the case may be, or put them in a certain category. Because when you think a certain person could be this and that to you, and then then they show you they really can't be that for you, it does hurt. It makes you feel like, damn,
it does hurt.
I misread this person
because you wanted him to be that.
You wanted them to be,
because you got so much energy
and you think starting all over again. Yeah. Because the thing about me is I'm not going to jump into anything super serious until I really feel you out. Yeah. So by the time I feel you out, if you're not feeling me, it's like, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a roll of the dice, man.
It is, though. And that's why I say just focus on yourself. If it happens, it's going to happen. If it doesn't, that's fine. Live your life how you see fit.
You have to accept the answer that they give when you come to them. And you have to accept I've had to do it too. Like, this person does not care about me as much as I care about them.
And that's the facts. And once you realize that, you start realizing that you should and I'm not blaming them. They shouldn't. It should be you love yourself more than anybody else. So I can't blame them for loving themselves more than they love me. But what I can say is I'm not going to accept nobody who I don't feel desires me. I don't want no woman to love me more than they love themselves, but I do want them to love me as much as they would want to love themselves, at least close to it, where I feel like they need me in their lives. They want me in their lives. How about that? More than anything, they want me. So if I don't feel wanted, I'd rather be alone than be with somebody who is going through the motions and doesn't really want me.
Yeah, you have to come to terms with that too.
Yeah.
And
Now you said you. Now we said we was in tune because you had brought up something that you.
Okay.
Now go ahead and bring
so
it up.
this morning I try to, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, some mornings it's hard for me to get out of bed. So I try to look for things to motivate me to get up and go. And every now and again, it doesn't happen a lot. Every now and again, I get on Facebook and I hear something or I read something. I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm talking about. And it gets me going.
Okay.
So I found, let's see. I don't know if Jeff Bezos said this, but it got Jeff Bezos pictures on here. So
it just put a real smart rich man there, and everybody be like,
but
"That
this
ain't
is,
right."
This is truth, though.
Go ahead.
It said uncomfortable truths we all need to accept.
Okay, hit me with it.
And it said the first one, number one, you should either have a supportive partner or no partner at all. There is no other option. And I was like, man,
That's some real shit right there.
it is. I read that this morning. I was like,
If they not there to support you, they dare to take you down. You don't even need them in your life if they're not there to support the choices you make.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
In
It's-
anything you do. And I had to think back on relationships, and it made me think, oh man, this person tried to sabotage me. Like I was trying to get in shape one time.
Yeah.
And this person I was with, they did everything to try to keep me from the gym. They cooked me like cakes and pies.
Lasagna.
I was like, why are you
I
doing
baked you
this?
the 7th pie this week.
Yeah.
You're like,
I was like, you trying to give me diabetes? Like, why are you doing this? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm trying
I'm just, and then what do they? Then they try to guilt trip and say, "I'm just trying to love you."
yeah, that's
It's
what
like,
they
well,
try-
when was this? When I was,
Exactly.
skinny.
I was like, last week, when I wasn't going to the gym, you ain't kicked me nothing. But as soon as I put them gym clothes on, I baked you a dozen cupcakes. When have I ever eaten that many? Never.
Yeah, no. All of a sudden now you Martha Stewart
Yeah.
trying to, be Willy
I
Wonka
was like,
and
why are you
Candy
trying to
Factory.
stop? You have to realize this.
It's hard to because you're like, okay, they're being nice all of a sudden,
Yeah.
but then you if they're never nice and they start being
Stop
nice,
being nice.
you need to just acknowledge what's your, it's just like with a kid. You be like, the kid always bad, and all of a sudden, hey, being extra nice. You
You're
like,
like, what did you do?
what'd you do, or what do you want?
Yeah.
You need some permission slip signed
Yeah.
or something.
I always say this too. If they're always trying to stop you from doing something positive,
That ain't the one.
then it's a problem. Like if you think, oh, I'm gonna go bungee cord jumping, maybe you shouldn't do that, man. Like, but if you're like, oh, I'm going to the gym or I'm gonna start dieting or something like that, and they're trying to talk you out of it all the time.
Now all of a sudden they want to go out to eat. And they wanna,
something is wrong there.
they should be wanting to support you and say, okay, you know what? If you're gonna go on a diet, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna take all the snacks and everything out because maybe I could try to help. Maybe I can't do it as strong as you, but I'll eat a lunch or dinner with you.
I'll
and,
cook you some. I'll make
you some prep meals or something.
man.
You know what? And I always realize you're right. You're right. That's a real statement because I would be wanting to do stuff to like get my health together, and I would be like, and not for nothing. If you say, hey, I'm trying to really get my health together, I really struggle with, overeating, and they have the wherewithal to cook and to come up with, just they should want to go take that little mile and say, I'm gonna make him some prep meals, or I'm gonna do something to try to contribute to what the path they're trying to do to make themselves better.
Yes.
If they don't ever do that, if they're like, okay, and you got to ask them, can you do these things or whatever? And they're like, oh, well, if you pay me or whatever, that ain't the woman for you.
It's really not.
Go ahead. What's number
Number
two?
two, if someone can't tell you their flaws, they have a dangerous lack of self-awareness.
That's a tough one too, because I think we all know our flaws. Saying them out loud sometimes can be difficult to people, but yeah, I know my flaws. I don't have no problem saying them.
Yeah, I've come to that point too.
What's one of your flaws?
Not insecurity. What do you call it? Thinking you're not good enough, like inadequate. When you
feeling inadequate.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my flaws is I overanalyze things. I always ask questions a lot, as y'all can tell, about things that maybe they why did they do it like that? Did they mean to do something another way, or I overanalyze things?
Oh man, you don't know. You don't know how annoying that is to me because I've said things in relationships and then it turns into like a 2-hour conversation. And
Yeah,
I'm like, all I said was this. How do we get?
I do overanalyze some stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, number 3.
This is number. Okay, yes,
3.
number 3. The best revenge is getting yourself to a place where you no longer care about revenge.
That is so true.
That's
Do you ever notice how when men and women break up, the woman is all good as the man is single. She doesn't say nothing about it. Even if he dates a girl, if the girl is uglier than her, she's all good. But once he steps up his game and gets a woman that's younger, prettier, more feminine, just better all around, maybe better job, all bullshit comes out because she can't handle that you've really moved on. You're in a better place.
yeah. I've never understood why people can't. I understand there are emotions attached and things like that. I get that, especially if it just came out, if the breakup just came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that you just it's hard to let go.
Yeah.
But sooner or later you got to do it.
Well, let me ask you this too. Do you think if you are sitting there wanting the person you were dating to have a horrible life, do you really think you're the right person that should have been with that person?
No.
Meaning, if you should be wanting, even if y'all didn't work out, you should be wanting that person to have a good life, find what they need to find for themselves.
You need to do that for yourself, to have peace for yourself.
Yeah, because they still control you.
Yes, I wish you the best.
You're still holding on to something if you think
Yes,
you want them to have a bad life.
Exactly. They going on to live their life, and you sitting here. Still,
I have no ill will for any of my exes.
Me neither.
I want them all to have loving careers, love, life, everything. And I hope they want that for me. Go ahead. What's number 4?
Number 4, just because a relationship has lasted a long time doesn't mean it's working.
Oh, that shit hit hard, y'all.
That hits home.
Dude.
I mean, when I read this one this morning, I was like,
how many of us?
I was like, God, did you say this to my phone?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? How many of us are in relationships and all y'all do is argue, fight, fuss, be petty, be vengeful? Why are you still doing that? Do you want your life to be that?
I don't know. It's just I think for the past month or two, I'm realizing what you just said, that a lot of people are in relationships they just don't want to be in, but people just don't want to walk away from, or they just feel like they can't.
Because you know why? They don't think they can handle living life by themselves. They'd rather be in a horrific situation than be alone. They fear being alone so much that they'd rather go through hell on earth with another person.
I'm telling you, peace feels so much better.
Do you understand? You can have heaven on earth by yourself. You don't have to be where you hate the world or hate walking in your house. You're sitting in your car with the car on, just sitting there like, shit.
And people forget, because I had to tell myself that too. I had to tell me and my brother of mine this, that at one time in life, you were alone.
You born alone,
fine,
and you're gonna die alone.
You were happy.
Yeah. You remember when you were a kid? You think you were? I mean, you had family. I'm not saying alone in a room and no one ever sees you. But you have family. You have friends. You have other people in your life that you can be around. That you can. Now, yes, is it hard when you see your friends? They're starting families. And your enemy person, maybe you bully at school, they're starting families, family members starting families, and you're okay. That's fine. Everybody's not meant to have a family.
It's unfortunate, but it's true.
It's the truth. You can fill your life with other things. There's so many great inventors and great famous people who never had families. Never created a family of their own. And they are remembered throughout history.
That's true.
So don't think that's the only route you got to take to live a good life.
Exactly. And I tell people this, don't, because I caught myself doing this. I saw this person couple I recently met, and they really work together, really compliment each other, and they really build each other.
Oh, it's
up.
beautiful.
And I caught myself being envious of them.
It is.
And
I gotta
was
understand
like,
that.
This is some bull. But then I thought to myself, no, what they have is beautiful. That is not something to be envious of. That is something to admire.
It's admire, yes.
Yes, you have to change your way of thinking when you see someone. Let them live their life. Let them do what they do. They're not doing it to spite you. You know?
And maybe, you know what? Also, it could be, maybe it's just not your time.
Yeah, that's also
You know what I
true.
mean? Maybe you're not in a good state of mind for yourself to where it would actually work out. I always say, God don't put nothing in your life that ain't supposed to happen. So meaning if it ain't happened yet, it's probably because you're not ready for it to happen. And that's what you really got to look at. Just keep building, keep working on yourself. And eventually, if it comes to pass where you're in the right place, in the right time, with the right woman or the right man, you're gonna see it and you're gonna know it. So
true.
if you gotta keep questioning everything, it's probably because it's not ready for you yet.
That's true.
All right, what's number 5?
Number 5, self-respect comes from self-control. You'll never respect yourself if you're a slave to people-pleasing and external validation.
Damn. Damn, say it one more time for me. I need to hear that one more time.
Self-respect comes from self-control. You'll never respect yourself if you're a slave to people-pleasing and external validation.
That's so true.
I mean, this is hitting home.
That's so true because we literally, how many of us live our lives just hoping that somebody says, you know, oh, you're so great, you're so this, you're so that. It pumps your ego up because at the end of the day, you're probably not feeling you are so great, you are so that. You got to start feeling that yourself.
Exactly.
And you don't have to worry about what anybody thinks about you.
Exactly.
If you love you, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I had to learn that. I had to learn that lesson.
I'm
too.
still working on that, man. I'm be honest with you. I have not accomplished that feat of not wanting external validation or what was the other thing?
People pleasing.
People pleasing. I still have to learn that. Okay, what's number 6?
Number 6. Don't let your time and energy leak from social media. Overthinking and meaningless relationships. Ooh.
Don't let your time and social media.
Don't let your time and energy leak from social media. Social media, overthinking, and meaningless relationships.
How do you take that?
I'm thinking it means like don't.
I'm thinking it means if you're mad at each other, don't leak it onto social media. Is that what you think they're saying?
Don't take your time and energy leak from social media. I think it means don't waste your time on social media overthinking about situations you can't control and relationships that really don't benefit you at all.
Yes. I mean, I actually did this once. I wrote down my top friends and I wrote down what things that I could learn from them. What things did I actually want to do with them? It could be sports. It could be business. It could be different categories. And I kind of measured up my friends of who were worthy of hanging out with on a consistent basis and who I need to fall back from. And I think you can do that with family and with relationships. You need to understand every relationship ain't meaningful. There's some that are just a waste of time.
Yeah.
And they're not bringing nothing but negativity to you.
I told somebody came to me for advice one time and I basically told them the same thing. I was like, look, you want to do better in life? First thing you gotta do, drop them friends of yours. Mm-hmm. All they want to do is party and get drunk.
And you know what?
They want to do nothing else.
just like a job, if you're running a business, you're gonna put every employee down and you're gonna put them on the measuring stick and figure out which one is your top employees and which one need to go and kick the can and get them out of there. In the same way, in friendships, in family, and in relationships, you need to measure them up and find out are they even meeting the cut. Because if you want to be a great company, if you want to have a great life, you need to have great people around you.
Yeah.
All right.
Numbers.
What's that, number 6?
Yeah, this is number 7.
Okay, number 7.
If you always think your happiness is somewhere else, it will never be where you are.
AKA meaning if you think your happiness is I gotta live in Florida to be happy.
Exactly.
I gotta have this type of car to be happy. You ain't never gonna be happy.
Exactly.
Your happiness is right now.
Yeah, look for your happiness within. Don't look for someone else to make you happy. I don't know if Jeff Bezos actually said this,
but it sound look. You know what though? He's one of the richest man, if not the richest man in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't live by those creeds because smart people know smart shit.
I mean, listen, he divorced his wife, and then what happened? He got twice as rich as he was before.
Did he?
He did. I couldn't believe it. I think she took half. He's finished.
I thought he was gonna be. He said no. That was nothing. That just shows you a confident man. Somebody who that way, Jeff Bezos, they don't wait on things.
No.
They're decision making. They move when they see something don't work, they cut it out.
Exactly.
They don't linger because they can't. To be successful, you got to be decisive. You got to know when to cut something off and when to move forward with something. And he saw this, him and his wife have ran its course. There's no reason to play around with it. Let me cut it off because I got one life to live. I got to move on. Here, take half of it.
Money.
And you didn't hear nothing about them in no long legal battle fighting over the money. Then he got more money than he ever need anyway. Here, what's half? Take it.
Yep.
Go live your life.
And now he's twice as rich as he was before.
Because he's willing to let it go and say, my happiness is determined by me, not nobody else.
And not the money in my pocket.
Bam.
If he didn't say it, if he did, he preaching.
Think about it. It's so many people who going through a divorce right now, and they're trying to fight and claw and try to keep everything or cut it out.
Yeah.
Cut it out. If you're so scared of losing something, you live in a mindset of scarcity. You don't have an abundance mindset. You don't think you can get more than what you already have.
Years ago, I was talking to somebody about, they talking about they divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody say that one phrase, it's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah.
And dude was
it's never cheaper to keep a rotten apple.
And he basically was like, no. He said that peace of mind is worth every cent I pay her.
Damn.
I was like,
peace of mind is
like, okay.
That he ain't lying though.
He not.
Because you imagine being with somebody that you know in your heart that you don't really need to be with, and the only reason you staying with them, what kind of control did this money have over you? To where you'll risk keeping this money and keeping a woman that you know don't got your back 110%.
Exactly.
For what? So you can, and you won't be happy. You're not gonna be happy with that.
And we've heard stories. I don't know if you heard these stories, but we've heard stories in our line of work of men working 40, 50, and 60 years, waiting for their
ex-wives to die before they retire because they don't want to give them people that money.
Oh my!
You gonna let that money control you that much?
You are
fuck that money.
You are killing yourself for what?
Doing mad overtime, staying 20 years, 15 years before you should have retired 15 years ago and lived your life. You could have been sitting on a beach drinking pina coladas, looking at a girl with a G-string on right now. But you focus on making her punished, making her you got vengeance in your heart.
It only poisons yourself.
And makes you worse, makes you resent women, makes you resent your life because you're not living it. You're not speaking your truth. If it ain't working, cut it out. And that's why I'm speaking to the choir right now because I have to cut it out. cut it out of my life. If it ain't working, cut it out. Move on. Life too short to be sitting there trying to stick with the same person
over and over again.
and you got to keep trying to tell them what you need over and over and over. If it don't fit, you must have quit. I know we right here. We thinking the same way right now.
Just about to say that.
So, sorry.
Johnny Cochran has.
He's a genius.
Rest in peace, brother. But man,
that was legendary.
Yes, it was.
Now,
when I heard that, I knew OJ's getting off. As soon as he said,
"Oh, he went to church on that one,"
I was like, "That's it.
Yeah,
he
must have quit." So, what have we learned? We learned to always be truthful with yourself. Don't worry about the complications or the hard conversations you got to have with someone in your life. Just know it needs to be had, and you and that other person will be better for it.
I don't want to make this a religious moment, but the Bible said it best. Speak the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
Uncle Elroy spoke the truth. The judge gave him 6 months. All right, y'all. Hey, I'm your boy Canteen. This my man Beans.
Y'all have a
Oh yeah, I forgot. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit the notification bell so you can go ahead and watch all our videos and know when we posting the video. You know what I mean? And if you want to go ahead and help my man out, hit the donation right there. That's that Cash App. Hit the one time with the one time. He like his Lunchables. You know what I mean? So feed the man. And hey man, today is what?
It's Monday.
Today is Monday. We got through the weekend. I hope y'all did what I told y'all to do and go live your life. Enjoy yourself. Now we got the Monday coming up. This Friday we coming up. I want y'all to get through the man. Don't worry about it. He gonna try to beat you back in and try to go ahead and put that labor stick on your ass. And but you're gonna get through this, man. All right. Live your truth. Don't be afraid. Get those tough conversations out there if you got to, so you can go ahead and move on and move out. You feel me? Hey man, ain't nothing else to talk about. You want anything you gotta say?
Nah, you guys just enjoy your week.
Peace.
On, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it. The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information from relations to